So whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. Hey, how's everybody doing? Good to see you. Let me check and make sure everything's working real quick. I think it is. Make sure, yep, microphones work. I can never tell. This thing's got like 5 different microphones that it lists out here. And it makes it a pain in the butt sometimes. So I hope everybody's having an outstanding week. I sat down here about 4 minutes ago. At least got everything, started getting everything set up. Been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good stuff. Let me get this banner up here. I think that's the right one. Yep. That's the USARK banner. Make sure you're getting subscribed to their YouTube channel and getting your membership. Definitely need, just because there's not anything going on right now and all the alerts have been beat doesn't mean that we still don't need people to get on there. So let's jump in and see who we got real quick. Bosa is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Erica, how are you? Happy Saturday. Brandon. Holly, hey, long time no see. Hope you're doing good. Girl next door. That doesn't ring any bells. Is that your first time in? Oh, yeah, man. This is like, it's going to become a world famous friggin' coffee cup. I've already got like 4 or 5 people that have went on and bought it just because it's cool as shit. The only thing I don't have is a real rattle yet, which I'm going to facilitate at some point. James, good to see you, sir. Doing outstanding. So we've had a little bit of excitement. Let's see, we only got 8 people on right now, so I'll wait to get into the meat and potatoes, all this stuff until we get more people on. But I can throw up my affiliate link real quick for Amazon. I need to just copy it and keep it here because so many people ask for that link. Yeah, it'll take me just a second to find it. Where's my orders? When did I order that? Last year. I think it was 2023. And, you know, most of the time, these novelty cups, I've ordered a couple different ones, and they're typically really cheap and don't look anything at all like the advertisement. This one's different. This thing, I swear, it weighs like 5 pounds. And it's crazy. Crazy heavy. Copy this. Let's see. Link to the snake mug. There we go. There's the link for that, for those of you guys that want it. I know it typically takes a little while for folks to get in now because we were starting our live streams at 8 o'clock. Is my zoom on this thing? Nope. I've been doing a lot of work with the camera today. I'm trying to get this whole photography thing figured out. So, of course, you know, that's going to help video quality and all that other stuff. So it's I'm learning that it's about 20% the gear you got and 80% how much you learn how to use it. So let's see, where are we at? I've got stuff all over my desk tonight. So we've got some good news actually. We was on, let's see, it was Thursday. We was on Green Room Pythons. We wasn't on. I was just watching. It was in the chat. Little back and forth with Bob there. Have to excuse me. I was downstairs cutting wood as I was getting the enclosure ready. I had to do some work on a door. But yeah, send Bob a message. I was like, you know what? I was like, there's a whole bunch of people, just about everybody that watches my channel, sits in on the Saturday night live streams and stuff like that, are also big Green Room Python fans. So I thought it would be cool if he'd pop in and say hi at some point soon. So I think this weekend he's busy. I think maybe it's next weekend. I'll go ahead and talk to him through the week and so forth, but we'll see if we can get him on, and everybody can chat with Bob as well. He's a really awesome guy. I love the production stuff that he does. The guy is really funny. And he's a really knowledgeable guy too. I like his setups. He got good stuff. Hey, Judd is on. Good evening. Outstanding. You know, I got a lot of my buddies like Jeremy and stuff gets on Instagram all the time. I haven't done any Instagram lives. I do everything through YouTube since it's where all the videos and stuff go. So, but it's good to see you. Welcome aboard. We typically like these live streams for a long time there. They were going 2-3 hours and stuff like that, which is perfectly fine. I'm cool with that. But since then, we have started doing for all the paid Patreon members, we have a Zoom meetup afterwards. So we're going to run this until right before 8:30. And then at 8:30, we switch over to the Patreon Zoom call where everybody can jump in and all the Patreon members can chat. So let's see. Kenley is with us. Hello. How are you doing? Working out while I've done everything while drinking coffee. And the last run in the military that I did, I started it with a cup of coffee and a cigarette in my hand, and we just took off running. Uh-oh. Yeah, Jed said she forgot to use tongs, and ball python got a hold of her finger. Sweet. That's always fun. Yeah, our new I got a little bit of new scratches. Can you see them? I don't know, a little bit of scratches today off the new Tegu that we took in. And I actually have almost got the video of getting him home and getting him put into the enclosure. Almost got that video done. I'm probably going to end up putting it up tomorrow. Maybe tonight. I don't know. It depends on how late we go and all that stuff. I may still go ahead and just publish it tonight. Otherwise, it'll definitely be out tomorrow. But this is going to be a really good series because typically when somebody says, hey, I've got this lizard, you know, it likes to bite, and kind of worried about it. Don't want to give them to just anybody. Normally when I hear that, I go over and I can start working with it, and it's just fine. It doesn't bite, doesn't snap, and tail whip, nothing. It's like puppy dog right off the bat. Wasn't the case with this one, and you guys will see in the video. He doesn't bite me in the video, but when I went to pick him up, I should have taped it when I did that, because he just crept up, and he took a shot at me. He tried to get a piece of me, but missed. But we got him home in one piece. Pretty good sized boy. He's not huge, but I think it's going to be really good to show the progress that he makes, because he was really stressed out from the move today and all that. And he is a little bit bigger, so I've got to start doing some modifications on that enclosure. I want to build that thing up over the next couple of weeks. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it with the space that we got available. But yeah, I need to get him just a little bit more space in there. Shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll get that figured out. I may just end up bumping it out a foot or two, but we'll see how it works. Talk about still prefer snake bite to a dog bite. Yep, any day of the week. I'd rather get bit by a 20-foot retic than a dog. So vacation for a week. That doesn't sound good. Went on vacation for a week and got food poisoning on the boat. That never happens. Sitting in the cabin the whole time. Man. Yeah, see, that's why my vacations, my happy place is home with my animals. So I don't take if I take a vacation, I'm at home. That's all time, extra time that I get to spend here. I mean, of course, I'm 50 years old. I've been all over the country, several places across the world, and meh, I'm just happy staying home and peaceful, and traveling's a pain. Sam, how are you doing? Yeah, and we also today took on a Mexican milk or a Mexican, yeah, God, mine's going 100 miles an hour still. Mexican milk snake, and we've got I didn't take any pictures that I've got on the computer yet. Probably not going to be doing a whole lot as far as videos with this guy because he's just really tiny. But matter of fact, yeah, last I checked, he was cruising around the enclosure out there. But I do have a pretty decent little pic on the phone. So, of course, it's going to reflect all over the place. But there's the new edition. We don't have enough colubrids here. So, had to pick him up. And I've got the Florida King snake downstairs. And then the 2 hognose. So now he gets to jump into our colubrid collection. So, hey, how are you doing? Oh, what's that say? Hello. Oh, glad you liked it. Yeah, that last one with the green tree python. A lot of people have been asking about handling videos with him and stuff. I may go ahead and get him out again. He's been pretty active since I had him out. So. Come on. I'm clicking too much. Oh, man. Yeah, I hate that. It's always rough when you lose an animal, man. Hey, Nicole, how are ya? Nameless, good to see ya. Laura, hello. He says you've got a milk snake that's a rascal with a temper, huh? This one seems pretty good. She's, your typical young colubrid, just all over the place. But, yeah, she does pretty good. See, Sam said his last milk snakes were Jose and Lupe. That's awesome. Yeah, this one. What name did we settle on? Vato. So this one's a Vato. That's his name. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Let's see. So, real quick, we are going to do this for those of you guys that are new every week without fail. Oh, hey, North Carolina Exotics is here. How are you doing, sir? But yeah, every week I pull up the USARK website. I show everybody what it looks like if you've never seen it before, and if there's any new alerts or anything like that we need to be paying attention to. We have that up as well. And I always go off that spiel because if we end up losing people, I at least want everybody to see the USARK statement. There's that. Okay, so for those of you guys that are not familiar with USARK, what they do is they watchdog legislation. They watch for bad reptile laws because there is no shortage of people trying to execute bans and restrictions that make absolutely no sense. Animal rights lobbies and things like that. They've got millions of dollars to work with to push agendas, and we've got USARK to fight them. So the membership numbers are really, really important. They've done a lot of good stuff already this year. For those of you guys that don't know, there's been 5 different pieces of legislation that have been tabled or dropped completely, simply because of the what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not public outcry, but just the communications from the community that we've had, the emails, the phone calls, and stuff like that. They really do make a difference. There was one in Arizona, one in Colorado. There's a South Carolina one here that's not a big deal. It's just something that they're kind of keeping an eye on. It's more for their native species management. But they're just kind of keeping an eye on it to see if anybody slips anything unreasonable in. The Washington Animal Program ban, the Florida ban on all iguanas that I was 100% sure was going to pass, that they did not pass, which was really awesome. USARK Florida is doing an amazing job down there. And of course, that regulation overhaul down in Louisiana, all that stuff is off the table. So if you guys aren't already USARK members, you can see it's not much, man. It's like the supporting membership, $20 a year. You miss a trip to McDonald's, you just paid for USARK membership. The bronze membership, I think that's what most people get because they send you a t-shirt with it as well. So, that's probably the best deal. But of course, the more you can do, the better. Lawyers are expensive. Lobbyists are expensive. The folks that work there have to draw a salary because we can't have people homeless and going to talk with Congress. We've got to pay them for what they do. So anyway, that's that. If you're not already a USARK member, get on there. Very, very important. They're doing great things. And for those of you guys that don't know too, Jeremy Turgeon of Brassman Reptiles lives about an hour from me. And he just not too long ago came on full-time with USARK. So he is now a full-time USARK representative. So we've got them like right down the road from us, which is awesome. And Jeremy's just an awesome dude anyway. Last time I went over there, I picked up that marble platinum retic from him. And I wanted to do some filming. But just like I am every other time when I get out and I get to talking, and I always forget to bring the camera out. So, but at some point we'll get over there because he's got some really, really amazing tree boas over there specifically that I think guys would really like to see. So we'll have to get over there before long and actually focus on filming a video with him. Jeremy's good people. I always like hanging out with him. Yep. USARK also does the raffles at the expos, and they've got merch tables, and most of the big expos, they've got USARK auctions, which are big fundraisers that do really well a lot of times. So, and as we go here, if you guys got anything specific that you want to talk about, if you got any specific animals you want to see, I guess I should bring Bob out. Somebody was asking me the other day for a Bob update video, which I probably should do. But he's got this thing that he likes to do now where he crawls up under his paper and he just disconnects from the world. So, hey. Let's see. Yes, I may get up and get him out in just a second. Yeah, Laura wants to see. Everybody wants to see Bob. Bob's awesome. Let's see. Man, the only thing I don't like about that is that the cup's just not big enough. All right, buddy. What you doing? He's going to be really unhappy to be disturbed. Hey, bud. You want to come say hi? I know you don't, but you do it anyway. Come on. Ooh, you're growling at me this time. He's all cozy and I woke you up. You're going to get mad at me. Turn this down just a hair. So Bob is doing pretty good. You're a good boy. I know. I'm sorry I disturbed you. He was all cozy as soon as I pulled his paper up. He was just glaring at me. I've got the way I've got the enclosures behind me set up is I've got half of them are paper and then the other half of them are moss that I keep sprayed down, so it keeps their humidity up and stuff like that. But they've got like a dry, warmer area to get to on one side of it, so they don't have to spend all of their time sitting in damp moss and stuff. You know, most of the time they will anyway. A lot of times they'll just soak in their water bowl and stuff, but if they want to just dry off and warm up, then they can crawl over to the other side. But he likes to get underneath his water bowl now, or not under his water bowl, under the paper now. And that's his new favorite spot. But as you can see, he no longer hates the microphone. If you guys remember the first couple times I had him out on a live, not only was he biting at the microphone, but he was biting at my face. He just wasn't happy about anything. Here, come on. And now, we don't worry too much about him. He does pretty good. It's okay. I really can't scroll through the comments until you let go of my arm, though. Come on, bud. There you go. I swear he tries to choke me every time he gets up here, too. And, it's funny. We talk about, not letting the snakes get up around your neck and stuff. Really good reason for that. Even these small snakes, I mean, when he gets up here and he wants to hang around my neck, he can grip tight enough to cut off my carotid arteries and make me go unconscious. It doesn't take a whole lot of pressure, especially when they've got that circumferal squeeze on you. So it doesn't take much. And so when you're working with the bigger snakes, 6, 7, 8 foot, stuff like that, make sure you're not letting them around your neck like this. Oh, let's see. Where are we at? Here we go. Now I'm starting to fall behind on the comments again. That's okay. Some wine and cheese. I do salami and cheese. And I used to do it on crackers, but then since the whole diabetes thing came up, I can't really throw all that starch into my system anymore. What are you doing? Really? I just really enjoy, especially with him, being able to just have him like right in my face like that and be cool with him. As stressed out and as terrified as he was when I got him, the way he is now is just, I love it. It is so rewarding taking these guys and making them not be terrified of you. But yeah, I can't sit here and do whole packs of saltines and stuff at night like I used to. I used to sit down with salami and cheese, and that would be my dinner. But then I went down to the doc, and I was like, oh, you're type 2 diabetic. You better stop that. So, but on a good note, everything's under control. They put me on some pills, and I take those, and everything is back down to normal. So at least I'm not going to die of that anytime soon. So that makes me happy. For let's see. Just talking about your leopard gecko likes to party at night. And I love my leopard geckos, man. It's so funny when I go downstairs. I've got a male and a female in an enclosure down there. And every time I go down, he just jumps straight to the door. And I'll open it up and he'll crawl right out on me by himself. It is really awesome. Gabriel, how are you doing? Good to see you. Ew. Work on a Saturday? I can't complain. I work all week long. I got one job during the week, and then I do this work on the weekends. Of course, they say it's not work if you like what you're doing. So, but really trying to focus on getting more videos out too. I think I got 2 out last week. What are you doing? Are you being crazy? It's still always kind of in the back of my mind when he starts doing that and he starts pressing his mouth up against me. I'm like, okay, is he gonna try and take a shot at me or what? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Birdie jumped in. How are you? Tara, good to see ya. Hey, Travis, good to see ya. Man, somebody else working on a Saturday. Oh, nice. I love boas. Charlie's in the shed right now, or I'd bring him out. But yes, Bob is out. Bob had to make an appearance. He was not happy about it either. He was not happy about coming out. He actually growled at me this time when I was taking him out, which was weird. It was, and I had my hand around him, and as I was pulling him out, I could feel, as he was hissing, I could feel it like growling. It was weird. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm both talking about the transformation with Bob here. It is awesome how far he's come. Oh, Birdie was asking how many snakes I have in total. I actually don't have a lot of snakes. I've got a couple big ones, and I've got a good mix of them. So I guess for count, I've got the 2 big retics downstairs. I've got 2 smaller males. And I've got the female up here. So I've got 5 retics. I've got the big male berm and Athena behind me. So there's 5 retics, 2 berms. The green tree python, now the Mexican milk snake, the jagpondro, and I'm not even keeping track of the numbers. The boa, 2 hognose, 2 ball pythons, jungle carpet python, who should probably come up pretty soon. I haven't brought him up in a while. Who am I forgetting? I mean, I got you right here, the Sri Lankan stud. But I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Hognose. That's what I need to do too. Is I need to go down and get my female hognose. I haven't had her out in a while, but I don't have a whole lot of snakes. I've got a couple big ones. I've got a couple colubrids, a couple other smaller ball pythons, and a boa. I've got the big Nile monitor lizard down there, and the tegu, a couple leopard geckos, crested gecko, stuff like that. And right now, it's just a matter of space. I'm already in a position where the enclosures are smaller than I want them to be just because of the space. So when we finally get moved and get more space available, then I'm going to start building out enclosures, things like that. Get them a little bit more size appropriate for them. As it stands right now, the only one that I'm really kind of happy with is Niles. He's got a good enough size enclosure that he could stay in. It's actually big enough that I can divide it off and let the other snakes and lizards and stuff run around in there and play and excuse me, and all that other stuff, which is really handy. So, but it's not a whole lot. Hey, Bill, how are you doing? Oh, no. Loading up for a reptile show. Gotta love that. Yeah, he does. He has to let me know who's boss. He needs to let me. He needs to remind me every time that I'm in his house. So, yeah, we're roughly 20. So it's not a lot. Yeah, boas are really awesome. And everybody loves Charlie. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't get me started trying to track numbers right now. Like I said, it's less than 20. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with this guy, man. His whole personality has just gotten so much better. Let him hang out up there. I'm sure he'll be perfectly happy. I need to just start wearing my hat down here so they can wrap around my hat. But that thing's leather, so it gets kind of warm. Oh, hey, Hillary. Just finished up reptile show. Yeah, some of those crafts at the reptile show are really pretty cool. That's something at some point I'd like to get into because we don't do any breeding here. But I do woodworking and stuff like that. So maybe one of these days we'll find something else to throw in and all that. He is. He's the boss, man. Such a good boy. Oh yeah, Brandon, got it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Lets more people know that we're on here. Let me see. I can get rid of the USARK thing now. But still, really important. Don't forget to get on USARK. Where are you going? Am I moving around too much for you? Yeah, I would get the little milk snake out, but I'm gonna let him or her. I haven't sexted him or her yet, so I don't know. But I'm gonna let him chill out. I don't want to bring him out and get him all stressed out. Yeah, we've got a couple good ones out here. I think our next expo out here coming up is in Raleigh. I may end up going up to that one. Of course, I did have my time out in public here a couple weeks ago. We went to see Adamant is on his last tour, and he was up in Durham, so we had to go see him. All of my friends out there that are 70s and 80s children will remember him. What you doing? What you doing, bud? You okay? We're gonna have to go get Chloe out in a second. Let's see if we can get you up really close to everybody first. You gotta go say hi. Come on. Say hi to me there. Autofocus getting a hold of the wrong eye. There we go. He's such a good boy. Oh, let's roll through here. Nice. Yeah, if they're not snakes, doesn't count. So, I know one thing that I really want to add pretty soon too is a legless lizard. I want to find a fairly mature one. I think that would be really good to do some educational stuff with them. To kind of it shows a lot of the differences between snakes and lizards and so forth. Because the legless lizards have still got the the eyelids and the ear openings, and a lot of people confuse them for snakes if they don't know any better. So we always keep an eye out for those. What's she doing? How you doing? You gonna bite me in the nose? You ain't bit me in a while, slacker. Come on. You okay? That's a good boy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put him back. Of course, he's really having so much fun. I hate to put him back in his enclosure. You're just fascinated with my face today. Are you just kind of buttering me up? Really curious to see. He's really spending a lot more time in my face than he normally does. I think he might be trying to get me comfortable and set me up for the kill. Are you sizing me up? Is that what it is? I know you guys do that. You're planning on eating me one of these days, right? Crazy ass snake. Put him back. Bring him down. All right. You want to come out, or you? You soggy. Ah. You coming? Are you coming, or what? You come hang out? You gotta come hang out now. Hey, it's not that. There's nothing like taking a cold, wet snake out of their water bowl and then throwing them around your neck. So hopefully we can dry her off a little bit. Crazy little girl. Oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? Let's see. Legless lizards kind of freak you out. They are different. Really, really interesting animals. Oh yeah, Bob definitely is. He's doing good. Hey, hello. How are you doing? I think he was, man. I don't know. I'd really like to be inside his head sometimes. Sit there and stick his head out and cock back a little bit, almost look like he was getting ready to pop me. Come on, girl. Hurry up and dry off so I can hang you. Come on. Here we go. Ah. Oh, freaking popsicle. Let's see. Oh, Chris here. Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. John is doing well. Yeah, you must be talking about tipping scales. What did I do? Just realized I cut my finger somehow. So. Yeah, I haven't talked to John. As a matter of fact, it's been a couple weeks, I think, since we've seen him on here. I'm sure he's doing okay. He's probably taking a mental health break. Some of us need to do that sometimes. I know there'll be times where I go a couple weeks in between posted videos because they just get so busy. I've got to step back, and that's one thing about it is I'd rather miss a week of making a video than force myself to do something and my heart not be in it. It comes across forced, and it's just disingenuous, I think. Heck up here, girl. Let's see. Says one of his ball pythons got into food mode before I get her out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, anything works. Tongs, paper towel, roll, snake hook. This girl, I don't have to do anything with. I can just reach right in there, and she is extremely intelligent. And yeah, she does seem to be going through a growth spurt. See, this is the sad part about getting. I guess it's sad. It's not really sad, but it's kind of sad. I remember when Monty wasn't a whole lot bigger than this. I could sit there and hang around with her. I'd take her out with me, and she'd just hang out on my neck. Now she's 80 pounds, and it's not quite as easy to hang out with her and carry her around with me places. And it's going to be the same thing with this old girl. This is going to be her first summer with me. And as well behaved as she is, she's gonna get all kinds of time out and about. But I give her till she'll be fine this summer. She'll start getting a little bit kind of almost unmanageable next summer, and probably the summer after that. She'll be a pretty good sized girl. Isn't that right? But she's gonna be a great ambassador animal because she's gorgeous, and I think she's gonna get pretty good size. But she's definitely put on some weight since I've got her. Yeah, it's one of these days here, not too distant future. She's not going to be able to stay in that enclosure. We're going to have to get you a bigger house when you get bigger. Crazy girl. And she's got that substrate down in a little crack of her lip right there. It's the only thing I don't like about having substrate in their enclosures is, they get in there, root around in it, and they get the stuff stuck, and it typically stays there until they shed. But she's fine. The last time before she shed, she went in here and nosedived and started rooting around. Just filled her friggin' nose up. I had to soak her a couple times to get that stuff to loosen up because she was just sitting there sneezing the whole time trying to blow it out of her nose. Took a swing at you, huh? Yeah, I think you missed it earlier, Chris. I was talking about I just picked up a new male tegu today, and he took a swing at me too. I thought we was going to be friends at first, but he lured me into a false sense of security and almost got me. He's a pretty good sized animal too. So I'm doing up the video on him. We got the enclosure set up for him, but it's one that I think I really want to expand a little bit. I want to give him a little bit more room. Here, you go do what you want back there. Legless lizards look like they're mutated. Yeah. They actually are. Genetic mutations over time. Zach, how you doing? What's my favorite snake? I kind of like Kevin McCurley's answer to this. The snake that's in my hand at that time is my favorite one. That's something, like I was saying earlier, I don't have a whole lot of animals here, but if I sit and think about, if I had to get rid of one, which one would it be? I don't know that I'd be able to bring myself to make the decision. They're all... Come on, crazy. I mean, they're all really cool to work with in their own way. Even the smaller snakes. I mean, I guess I would probably, if I had to, maybe the ball pythons would be the ones to go, but I still wouldn't want to do that. I've had them for so long, They're really cool. Basilisk and Harry Potter. I guess I need to watch that. I watch a bunch of obscure stuff and stuff like that. I just can't place the references. I'll have to check that out. That is, Eric was talking about the a lot of the snakes being legless lizards in the Indiana Jones thing. It's kind of funny to watch the movies and see the snakes that they put in there. Let's see. Okay, I'll let you hang around the camera box. I want to see the new Tegu. I've got I don't know if you was in here at the time, but I did record a video of bringing the Tegu in. Let's see if I can find this real quick. I've got most of it edited, and I'll be publishing it either tonight or tomorrow. Just trying to find a good frame of him real quick. This is our new guy. Of course, the white balance is going to be all jacked up and washed out. But that's him. What are you doing? This is my first snake. My first snake was a ball python. I think just about everybody's first snake was a ball python. But didn't have any in my childhood because didn't really have much of a childhood. And then, of course, I was bouncing around all over the place. I moved up until 9 years ago or so when I moved out here to North Carolina. I had moved every 2 years at least, ever since the day I was born practically. So when you're moving that frequently, you just can't keep a house full of animals and stuff like that and then move them all over the place. Plus, I was gone so much in the military and stuff. I worked so much at some of the other positions that I had that it just wasn't feasible. So I really didn't start keeping until about 5-6 years ago. But I did get really lucky, if you want to call it that. There's a bit of a story behind that. I ended up getting, when I started, I just nosedived right into it with both feet and ended up working with hundreds of reticulated pythons. Took a very severe crash course in handling, which is where a lot of the handling stuff comes from. So there you go. She loves these gaming chairs, man. I'll let her hang out there. Let's see if I can keep an eye on her. Oh, where are we at? Yeah, she'll go all over the place. She loves getting out and exploring. The first snake, father was terrified. Yeah, my mother's pretty terrified of snakes. She used to say that she'd never come over to my house, and then after watching the videos for a while, she's like, "Okay, I'll come over to the house. I just won't handle them." Let's see. I'm not going to focus on her. As long as I can see her tail, I know she's still close. Yep, certainly was. Yeah, my parents couldn't stay in one place, and then when I grew up, I couldn't stay in one place. So, hey, cool. My daughter made it in. Caitlin, she is one of my favorite people in the world. I'm glad you made it. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm a grandfather of 2. And Caitlin, my daughter, she's a full-time police officer. Extremely proud of her. She's already done that and spent 3 years in the Army Guard. One of the proudest moments of my life was going to her basic training graduation. It was the coolest thing. And it was really weird to hear my last name called out by drill sergeants again. It'd been many, many years since I'd heard that. And it's funny because it all snaps right back to you, man. As soon as you hear that and you're in that environment, you just instantly go back to that mode. And you're like, oh, it's like, oh, wait a second. I got more stuff on my record than the drill sergeants now. So anyway. See, Hannah saying Clint's has got a really good episode on movie snakes. I'll have to check that out. Let's see. Green iguanas. I had a green iguana years ago, and when I was thinning down, that was one of the ones that I rehomed when I thinned down my herd. That's one thing you got to be kind of careful of, man. When you started in reptiles, all of a sudden it's like, I want everything. And if you don't have the space for them and you don't have the time for them, it can be bad. So you hear a lot of people say that, they go out and they start getting all these enclosures set up, get all these animals, and you sit back and you go, okay, wait, I need to stop and thin the herd a little bit, rehome some of these animals so that I can spend more time with the ones that I've got. Looks like she wants to go home. Here you go home. Yeah. She started running up to her glass. And now she just wants to go home. It's really cool, too, because the last time I had all of my other animals outside, both my big retics and the Nile monitor all came back in on their own. They ran around, hung out for a little while, and then when they got ready, they just came back to the house on their own. And it's really cool, too, because it saves my back from having to carry them in. I just got to prop the door open and let them slither into their house. It's amazing how smart these animals are. People just don't give them near enough credit. And I've got, man, need to get some new t-shirts on order, too. Are they right here? Yeah, I'm kidding. Niles has got this habit of screwing up all of my shirts. He always gets his toes caught in them. Stay out, girl. Oh, milk snakes up there. I don't know. You guys probably can't see because everything's all out of focus in the background. You look up right over the USARK sticker. There's a new milk snake. I may end up putting out some other videos about that at some point. We shall see. Jungle carpets are a lot of fun. Carpet pythons in general are a lot of fun. Chris was saying he wanted to get a jungle. Those are the kind of snakes where they're kind of arboreal, but they don't have the same stigma as like green tree pythons and emerald tree boas do about wanting to kill you all the time. Which, of course, that last video that we put out kind of demonstrated with ours that they don't always want to kill you all the time. James said it took his wife 10 years to get used to him. Yeah, Ruth likes him. She got used to him pretty quick. The only thing is that after she'd seen me take my first bad bite, she got kind of gun shy there for a while. Come back and had a bite and wrap. They really, she got a hold of me really good. So she was a little gun shy about working with him. Of course, she's seen the first. We got Tigger, our male retic. He's 16 feet now. When I got him, he was 12 feet. Terrified of people. Hated us. Hated me. I got him home. Got him in the enclosure. And first time I had him in there, he was curled up on one side. I went to do something in his enclosure on the other side just really quick. And he was across that enclosure after me. And when I jumped back, he jumped about 5-6 feet out of the enclosure coming after me further. So it took about a month or two to get him calmed down. But that was before I started the channel too. There's been a lot of times that I wish I would have had recorded so that I could bring all that stuff in too. I would have really liked to have shown the progress with Tigger, my big male retic, because he was a complete 180 in his personality. So Gabriel said, "I got first one. He was 19 as a boa. Boas are awesome. Love boas." Yeah. Alistair, first snakes happen all the same year. A corn snake, a hog island, and a children's python. They didn't thrive. Yep. Yeah, we all go through that learning curve. And those are all really good snakes to keep. I think I don't know, maybe next week I'll go ahead and have my hognose up here with me and go ahead and bring her out. Either that or I might just jump up and run downstairs real quick and grab her. I don't think I've ever attention on deck. I was Army. I had attention on deck stuff for the squid guys. My daughter's awesome. She's an amazing human being. Absolutely love that kid. She gave me a run for my money when she got into her late teens, but she grew up a little bit before her time, I think. Yeah, I know. It sucks. Taro's talking about one everything, and it's just, I see that so much. I see, people rehoming stuff, and there was somebody that was rehoming another 16-foot retic, and I was just like, oh my God, I would look a gorgeous animal, but there's just no way. No way right now. But we will be adding on when we get moved. So yeah, Chris was saying he's got 3 ball pythons and a bearded dragon. Beardies are cool. Beardies got a lot of personality. They're a lot of fun to work with. Oh, got bit in the face in December. Of course. Well, it's always our fault when we get bit. But yeah, getting bit in the face is never fun. Only time I've ever been bitten in the face was by Bob, and that was during a live stream. And matter of fact, it was so funny too. I may have to put together like a gag reel at some point, because I had him out and he was sitting on my arm, and I looked over at him and I instantly knew he was getting ready to Instantly knew he was getting ready. This is the new thing. When you friggin' got to take diabetes medication, you got to set alarms to remind yourself. But yeah, I looked down. I could tell immediately he was going to strike at me. I even told him not to. And then as soon as I started to turn my head, he just like slammed me in the face. But we get along a lot better now. Water snakes are awesome too. I'll have to see if I can find that at some point. Rob Christian lives out here now as well. He is a really avid field herper, and he posted a video of himself not too long ago catching a water snake basking, a wild one. And he just walked right up to it and started scratching it on the chin. He just sat there and looked at him. It was really cool. Really cool. Elephant trunk snake. It's pretty rare. Hey, Snakes in the Garage is here. You made it. Outstanding. And thank you so much for the super chat. Those of you guys that don't know, we don't do any breeding here. We don't sell anything. We just raise the animals and put out the content. So the super chats, they all make a huge difference. Very much appreciated, sir. Let me see. I'm going to try and roll through. All right, and roll through the rest of these. You wasn't always a jerk as a teen, Caitlin. You just had your moments. That was one of them things where in high school, when she got halfway through high school, she was always already more mature than most people that I knew. And she wanted to go out, be an adult, do her own thing, and was still kind of stuck in high school. So I gave her a bit of an attitude. But as soon as she was out of that and was able to do her own thing, she went out and kicked ass. Very proud of her. Yeah, mangroves are really awesome. Kevin's got some really nice ones. Hey, Timothy, good evening. Let's see, I'm going to slide through here real quick. And then if you guys want to hang out for just a second, I'm going to run downstairs and really piss off my hognose by just reaching in, grabbing her real quick, and then running right back up. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go get the hoggy, and we'll hang out with her for a second. Hey, stop that. So this is my most terrifying killer right here. Come on, girl. Hey, you just tell everybody all about it. She's really unhappy about me going down, pulling her out. Come on, girl. Get on there. And I love, there's just something so unique about hognose, man, that I really love. Those keeled scales. It's a whole different feeling than working with pythons, those black bellies. And for those of you guys that don't know, are you going to get cozy, please? Yeah, get comfortable. Whoop. God. Hang on. There. Oh, okay. Where are we at? I know somehow I got way ahead of myself on those. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Probably. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not. We hadn't either. We decided we're going to do dinner after the Zoom call tonight. So, however long that lasts. See if I post videos of them. What are we referring to there? If I post videos of what? Because I'm sure I will at some point. Let's see. Looking at snakes, onions. Saying green room has a pygmy python at your level. Well, make sure that, like I said, I talked with Bob Bledsoe, and of course not this weekend, possibly next weekend. I'm going to talk with him this week. We'll see if he wants to jump on, and he's always happy to share. She's so angry. She's such a killer. But he's always happy to share. I'm going to leave your mouth right up there so everybody can hear you. Oh. Yeah, she's talking about dragon snakes. Those are really tricky. Those are hard to keep. And my understanding is very, very, very difficult to breed. So, Kevin's on at the same time as me. Did he start doing live streams? Would you stop? I've got to talk. Listen, killer. You need to chill out. See, she doesn't get near enough time up here. Let's see. Had both your huggies out. Yeah, this one. Could you stop? Please. Let's see. Okay, cool. I think we're all caught up. So why don't you go ahead and get up in the camera there. Show everybody how mean you are. There you go. We'll flare that neck up again. Come on. There we go. So this is Olive, a Western hognose. Actually, anaconda hognose. And she's very unhappy about being out right now. She doesn't want to be trifled with. And you can see her little puncher there on the end of her nose. She's really a pretty cool girl. She's just really out of her element right now. Ain't that right, girl? You'll be okay. Plus, it's time for her to eat this weekend, too. So, well, she eats every weekend. But it's time to eat. There's something about this animal that just makes me jump every time she does that. And she's the only snake that when she strikes, never strikes with her mouth open. If she does strike, she just tries to punch you with that little nose thing right there. That little nose thing right there. It's just something about her always makes me jump. You're a grumpy ass snake. I mean, she'd be okay if I just stopped jostling her around and stuff like that, but Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, she's a stone cold killer. Yep. Yeah, she give you dirty looks all day long. Would you stop? I mean, I'm just gonna put you in a box here. Here, come here. Hang out up here. See if that makes you feel any better about yourself. I tell everybody all about it. I'm just gonna let her yell into the microphone. Hey, Timothy, super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. We're trying to kill it slowly but surely. What are you doing? Now watch, this will be the only time she decides to bite, and I'll have to log off of here with a snake hanging off my neck. Would you just sit up here and chill? There. Kind of reminds me of that time. I don't know if pretty popular video you guys might have seen of Steve Irwin. He was on a talk show one time, and I don't know, he had like a black snake around his neck, and he was just sitting there talking about how, you know, he's not worried about getting bit and all that other stuff, and the snake just really slowly gets a hold of his neck and just gets a whole mouthful of skin. And it was really cool because he doesn't bat an eye, he doesn't flinch, he's just kind of sitting there. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, she decided to bite. What are you doing? You're gonna fall, stooge. God. So yeah, you guys get to see my one friggin' vicious animal. She does not like being out of her element. Oh yeah, she is a. What are you doing? God, I'm getting abused here. What are you doing? You gonna bite me? I'd rather you just bite me one time and get it over with and say you're yelling at me. Crazy girl. I may go ahead and tub her in a second just so she can quit stressing out. Finally made it. What'd you miss? You missed everything because we're done in about 10 minutes or so because we've got to move on to our Patreon call. So, it is. Friggin' adorable when she tries to huff and puff and no, that's one thing. You know, it's kind of funny. Really? That's one thing that's really funny. For those of you guys that don't know, hognose snakes are known for doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They like to play dead when they get really stressed out, where they'll turn over on their backs, they'll hang their tongue out, they'll defecate, drool, all this other stuff. And they'll play dead when they feel threatened. And it's kind of funny too, because like they're playing dead, but if you roll them over, they'll roll themselves back over. And then just funny stuff. But neither one of my hognose have ever played dead on me. She's like a never surrender type of snake. She's going to fight to the very end. Ain't you? Hang out, chill out. Let's see. Oh, sweet. First snake is a dwarf retic. Awesome. Dwarfs are awesome. Hopefully it's a real dwarf. Otherwise, you'll have to get a crash course in big snake handling. She does. She does. She chooses violence every time. Which is like, in a way, you know, 10, 20 years ago, she'd have been my spirit animal. But we've turned over a new leaf, and you should too. Should too. I'm going to have to start playing Grateful Dead like on a continual loop, see if I can get her kind of peace and loved all hippied out down there. All right? Let's see. Uh, Tub is way too big for you. Put her down the tub real quick so that I don't have to get up and run her back downstairs right this second. Well, see, so you liked it better when it was 8 because you take your dog out between 7 and 7:30. See, that's the great thing about being retired, though, is you don't have a schedule that you have to keep. So instead of 7 p.m. to 7:30, you can take the dog out from 6 to 6:30 and then be here on time. She says bye. I'm going to put her back in her enclosure, and she'll be very happy to be there, I'm sure. Let's see. Any last minute stuff? I'm trying to think if there's anything really pertinent. I know there's one. Tara's back. Well, you missed me getting violently assaulted by a snake. Olive decided she was going to try and do me ugly and punch and hiss. And she's down there in a tub right now until we get her back down in her enclosure here in a few minutes. I'll do that when we call when we're done here before we go into the Zoom call. I know a couple of people are going to be kind of late on the Zoom call because it. Yeah, she is. She is. I'm glad. I hope the feds ain't watching this, or I'll be coming for her. Because no, I just had an extra tote sitting in here, so I just put her in there, put a piece of egg crate over top of her so that she's got something to hide under, and she's kind of chilled out for a second until I can take her back and put her back down in her enclosure. You know, one thing that I was thinking about making a video on here pretty soon too is you'll hear a lot of people, you hear me say it a lot too, especially when people start talking about saying snakes are mean, snakes are aggressive and all that stuff. And you'll always hear, most of us saying it. They're not aggressive, they're defensive. The more I think about that, and especially as it applies to lizards and stuff too, I'm kind of backing off of that view a little bit. And I think there are times when we're pretty accurate in describing an animal as aggressive. We say snakes are always defensive if they're biting and stuff like that, but there are times where you've got things like breeding aggression, where they actually do get aggressive. They want to fight. And you see it with lizards too. Niles will get territorial. And the one thing about him is he doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily he's afraid. But he's he'll get aggressive. He'll get territorial. Not very often anymore, but every now and then, if I catch him in a bad mood, he'll be like, "Get off my lawn," and he'll be serious about it. Times like those, we work through it with him and all that stuff. But I think a series with the Tegu is going to be really good for that, showing how he comes along. So let me see if I get. Yep. You missed Olive committing hate crimes. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? Good to see ya. So I think we'll end up putting out a video where we talk a little bit more. about how it's not always unreasonable to say that they're aggressive and things like that. It's one of the things that you'll hear a lot of us kind of correct, because people will automatically think that if a snake is trying to bite at them, it means that they're just mean and they want to kill them. 90% of the time, probably when they're biting, it's because they're afraid and they're defending themselves, and they just want you to leave them alone. Sam wants to see me with a tokay. I'm kicking myself so hard for it. There are a couple animals that I've really kicked myself for rehoming. I had 2 tokay geckos, and they both survived on hate too. I think they were like Delta Force operators in another life, because they just, as soon as you open up the door, man, they wanted to fight and they were straight at you. But it was really cool the way they bark and all that. The thing is, I just hate seeing animals stressed out. If they're fighting, if they're barking and stuff like that, that just means they're uncomfortable, they're stressed, which is another reason why I put so much effort into trying to socialize them. Yeah, she's just got her moments. Tonight, of course, she wants to fight, because she doesn't come upstairs really. She sees her enclosure. I'll take her out down there. And when I'm handling her right out there by her enclosure, she's just fine. She comes up here. She's like, what's going on? What's all these lights? I want to fight. So, but of course, going to be looking for some other video ideas too. It's really kind of easier to keep up with a filming schedule now that I feel better. Didn't really, I mean, it was a long time there where I was just feeling really drug out, and it'd get really difficult to get in and put out any kind of energetic videos, and didn't realize it until after I got to doc and got on those meds and everything. Really find myself feeling a lot better, a lot more energy, so that helps. But we've got to find some more topics. Like I said, I may go through and look through some of the first videos that I've done and see if we can't improve on those a little bit. Working a lot more with the camera equipment. I've still got some other stuff, but I mean, lenses and new lenses and stuff for these cameras are stupid expensive. You're talking $500 to $1,000 for a new lens. And so yeah, it's not something that I can just throw cash at. But I do want to start doing more stuff with B-roll and kind of upping the video production of the regular videos a little bit. It's kind of hard right now because I don't want to invest too much effort into redoing all the enclosures and stuff down in the reptile room, because I'm likely going to be moving in a fairly reasonable period of time. Hopefully it happens over the summer. Which means I'm having to go in and rebuild enclosures and all that. The retics are going into bigger enclosures than the ones they're in now. Niles. I've got some stuff I'd like to do to his. Put more climbing stuff in there for him. But again, that's going to consist of rebuilding a lot of stuff. So really looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've got to keep some content going. So we definitely need y'all's input on what you want to see. I go through some of the comments here and see what we can find when we do that. Oh yeah, the tokay's barking. It's unique. Those are unique little guys, and I am definitely going to get some more. But tokays are another one of those. You just got to be ready for the bites, because you're going to get them. Bull snakes are really cool too. I'd like to see, that's ultimately what I want to do, is really diversify the collection. I mean, I've got a pretty diverse collection for as small as it is. But I would like to get a bunch of unique stuff that you really don't see all the time, and really dig into some husbandry and care and stuff like that with them. So we'll see how all of that stuff goes. I'm trying to think. I'm all caught up on those. If there's any last minute stuff. Okay, so we're going to, like I said, we've got our Patreon Zoom call for our paid Patreon members that starts at 8:30, which is 5 minutes from now. So we're going to be wrapping up here and moving on to that. I may actually be a couple minutes late going into that for those of you guys that are here, simply because I've got to run her down. I don't want to leave her in that tub for the whole thing. But you guys can get on. If you go onto the channel, you can always find the Patreon link on there. If you guys want to jump on and jump into that stuff, as soon as you get on, you can just shoot me a message or something, and I'll make sure I get you the link. Otherwise, we'll be doing a live premiere of the Tegu tomorrow. I think I'll end up publishing it tomorrow, maybe in the morning-ish or something like that. And so that should be really interesting. You guys will get to see the new Tegu, and after that, we'll see what we end up doing. I may end up filming something else tomorrow as well. I've been wanting to do some stuff with Niles. So, alrighty. Well, we are off for the night, guys. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Really appreciate the super chats, the support. You guys are great. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our Zoom meetup, and we will catch you guys next time. Have an outstanding night.